It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
Coming to y'all live, courtesy of the BS3 Network. Terry TB Brown in Iowa. Vinny Hardy down here outside of Knoxville. TB, man, how we doing this week?
It's hot. And I know it's hot everywhere, but I just like to remind folks, if you saw my tweet, in the wintertime, it gets to be minus 50 degrees here. We are also at 105 heat index. For you math majors, that's 160-degree swing one way or the other every 6 months, and that is wild. Like Green Bay Lambeau Field is like 100-something degrees right now. So from frozen tundra to like the upper Midwest is no joke, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. It'll be 40 below in what?
Yeah.
December?
Yeah. January is when it gets really bad. January was where we get that minus 40 with the 3 feet of snow. But anyway, other than that, we're doing great.
Michelle's up there. She knows about it.
Yes, she does.
Well, unless she might go to west. She might go west during that time of year. She might not be in Wisconsin at that point in time. I play it like Michelle too. I go to Arizona when it's 60 below in Wisconsin. I head to Arizona and play golf. That's Michelle got to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, the dog days of summer, I don't know if we're quite to the dog days, but a lot going on.
Yeah. We the middle of summer and still had stuff like you said. The WNBA All-Star game. As far as Kentucky's concerned, I'll just do you want to be an AD for a day? What would you do? Because everybody's the revenue, how's it getting split, and the $20 million revenue share that everybody got, and football, basketball, and then what you're allotting for everybody else. That's the big.
So here's my thing. We're going to do this every summer from here on out. This is like the third or fourth year in a row where the BBN has cannibalized itself on football versus basketball. And now we got people, and we're supposed to all be fans and bleed blue. We're supposed to be Big Blue Nation, but it feels like a civil war. Posting a video of Kroger Field, Commonwealth Stadium. Rupp Arena could never sound like this. Well, yeah, because Rupp Arena doesn't have 60,000 people in it for start. But why are we doing this? Like I've heard like we were talking about before we got on, I've heard Big Blue Nation be loud at the Bell Complex, at Kentucky Proud Park. For me personally, I ain't heard nothing like last year at the College World Series in a walk-off home run. But my point is, why are we doing this? We supposed to be fans and bleed blue. I understand some people have their preferences. Some people prefer basketball. Some people prefer football. There's folks like myself. If I see anything with Kentucky across the chest with the blue on it, I'm there. As I'm gesturing to, gymnastics and soccer and women's basketball. I'm literally all cats everything because it ain't just a poster. I've been to these games. I've supported these. We've had people from all sports on here, track and women's soccer and volleyball, all that stuff, man. Like, why are we doing this? Okay, you've been a long-time Kentucky football fan. That's great. As we've always said, the wins and losses haven't always been there. But good for you for sitting out there watching bad football. That's great. Good for you, basketball fan. Been in Rupp Arena during some, I guess, kind of sort of lean times. I mean, we don't have a lot of lean times on the men's side, but like, good for you. But I'm all cats everything. This is dumb. I hate it during the summer. I can't believe we're going to do this every year. And it all started because Coach Cal years ago said the obvious, Kentucky's a basketball school. And we had to pretend that it wasn't, and it was up for debate. Like I told you, I'm out here in Iowa. When I wear my Kentucky stuff, now that Stoops has cooled off a little bit, and they've stopped asking about Iowa alum Mark Stoops, but it's usually Kentucky basketball. Like that's been a thing. I think I've told this story before. I was married before, went to a wedding of one of my first wife's friends, and the groom, I can't remember the order, but he got his bachelor's, master's, and doctorate at Princeton, Harvard, and Yale.
Wow.
Ivy League. So they're like, hey, why don't you go hang out the bachelors? All these Ivy League dudes. Now look, man, I don't usually get intimidated, but I'm like, this is a room full of like the Ivy League, right? This was early 2000s. So I'm like, what am I going to say? Like, you know, it's Harvard, it's Yale, it's Princeton, and I'm proud of the University of Kentucky, but Kentucky ain't that, right? So I'm like, what am I going to do? And I'm sitting down, and then somebody says, hey, Terry, yeah, you went to UK. I'm like, yep. And what they say to me, what was it? Were you on campus when they won all them championships? What was it like? We saw it on the TV and blah, blah, blah. So I'm in rubbing elbows with these Ivy League people, talking stories about 96 and 98. I'm like, oh, wow, that seems great. That was awesome. All I'm saying is Kentucky, there was nothing problematic with what Coach Cal said. We had to pretend that it was a thing, and football brings in this money. We bring as much money in as Vanderbilt. Let's keep it 100. Like, let's keep it 100. Everybody getting that SEC check. Let's just keep it 100 with that, right? We are not Alabama or Georgia or LSU or even Auburn or now Texas, and we're not even Oklahoma. Like, let's keep it 100. I want the football program to be great, but come on. But we got to pretend, because we had a couple of 10-win seasons here, no, man. Anyway, it's ridiculous. I can tell it's July. You know, after all the baseball all-star game, it's like about time for some Kentucky fan foolishness.
And here we are. So,
right.
It's, maybe it is going to be every year. It's just something to fill the last 6 weeks until the season starts. I don't know.
And my wife is like, what's going on? I'm like, I have no idea. She's like, what's so wrong about being a basketball school? I have no idea. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but when it comes to dividing revenue, look, I get people want Stoops out. Like, this may very well be his swan song, but you can't starve the program because you don't like the coach.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, he doesn't need any money. Well, okay. Like, you're not giving it to Stoops exactly, but they need something.
Yeah.
Or else we're not going to be able to compete in the SEC.
So if you're AD for a day, how you divvying out the $20 million? Everybody gets it, like you said. As far as that goes, it's a level playing field from the revenue sharing. What percentage?
I don't know. I think you do have to give football a sizable portion, just because it is the bigger sport. Like, there's more to go around, right? So if you're going to stay competitive, you have to do the things to be competitive. I think you get it, and the thing is, the basketball program is going to be fine. Like, if the men's hoops is going to be fine, right? Mm-hmm. So at this point, give the edge a little bit to men's hoops. Give some to football, but also you got to give it to the other sports too, kids. I've seen a lot of people in these debates. Football, men's basketball, football split 50-50. And I'm like, Okay, but the volleyball team over the last decade has been the best program on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Like are they going for their 8th? They're going for their 9th straight SEC championship. I always get confused.
Let me see.
But anyway, it's 8 or 9, and you throw in a national championship. That's better than men's hoops has done.
Mm-hmm.
And on the international level, you see what Sid McLaughlin has done.
They have won 8 straight. They're going for their 9th straight.
Going for their 9th straight.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. And you look at that. You forget that the women's track team finished number 2 in 2015. NCAA runner-up, which has been a better finish than just about everything else.
Yeah.
Also, you got to give something to the rifle team.
Yeah.
Also, the gymnastics team, as I point to that gymnastics poster, has been Elite 8 or better the last 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Also, forthwith, the baseball team made it to the College World Series 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Football team has it. Men's hoops has it. So you can't just ignore everything else.
Men's tennis went to the Final Four.
Men's tennis was an NCAA runner-up, right? So y'all want to starve these programs for what? Like, look, man, it's going to be okay. We don't have to do this. We are Kentucky. We're all cats, everything. We don't have to do this. And it's because it's just dumb. It's just dumb. If Florida, because they had Tim Tebow doing his thing the same time they went back to back with y'all could like, if they can find a balance, we can find a balance.
Yeah. Like
it shouldn't be that hard, but whatever. What else are you going to do in the middle of the summertime? It's just dumb. And this is what kills me. Since it's a civil war, people bring up talking points as if the other side doesn't know. Like, I see people, well, men's basketball has won 8 national championships. Bro, what are you doing? That's why we're here. Well, the football team, we've had 2 10-win seasons and 6 seasons. Like, okay, like, what are we doing? And most of us are like, I've been to Rupp, I've been to Kroger Field. Like, what are we doing?
Just a Captain Obvious contest.
Like, yes, because I have soccer stuff. I am all cats, everything. We don't have to do this. We really don't.
Well, just stirred it up. I don't know, man. It is just that time on the calendar, man.
But
nothing else to do. Let's argue.
We can't have jokey jokes on Tennessee not making a men's Final Four. Let's focus on the outside the house stuff.
Yeah.
Like, can we focus in on Louisville as preseason national champs in their minds for the 20th year in a row? And like, I saw some Louisville big time fan account. Like, I guess they're favored to win. I don't know how you do that over the summer, but the men's hoops team, Louisville's men's hoops team, is favored to beat Kentucky in November. Oh. And they're like, yo, did you see that? Like, bro, I grew up a Louisville fan. And this is sad. This is sad. A preseason FanDuel odds thing, and y'all, this is sad. It's like the doctors of Dunk didn't do what they did for this, man. This is sad. Mm. This is really this is y'all's thing now.
Yeah, that's I mean, I don't know how you justify it, or even. Rivalry and take your shots and say whatever, but that's just a whole other level of just grasping.
Just say we're gonna beat y'all. But go back to that. Don't be nonsensical with it. Don't tell me Kelsey's gonna bring balance to the rivalry. Like, it never has been. Since it got renewed in '83, Louisville won the first game.
Yeah. And
within 4 seasons, Kentucky was up 3-1 and hasn't looked back since.
Yeah.
And look, I grew up a Louisville fan. Louisville basketball was the premier program of the early 80s. Hands down. They were the coolest program. Dr. Zadunk and Dr. Dunkenstein and just the coolest program, right? They've had Hall of Fame coaches, Crum and Pitino, Peck Hickman. The thing is, they've all gone to Final Fours, and they all have losing records against Kentucky.
Damn.
They've had All-Americans. They've done all this stuff. But what can they not do? Beat Kentucky. And it's okay. Like, Auburn football is the same kind of thing. Auburn football's had Bo Jackson, right? They've had Cam Newton. They got the kick six.
Mm-hmm.
But it still is dwarfed in comparison to what the Crimson Tide have done. And it's okay. Right? Like I talk about all the time. Here in Iowa, wrestling. Iowa State has 8 national championships. That's pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is the Hawkeyes have 24. That's the issue. Like, sometimes it just be like that.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Auburn, I see, this poll around. I don't know if you saw this. Who would you rather have? Is it Cam Newton and Joe Burrow? And I really think as time goes by, we're underestimating what Cam Newton did that year.
Yeah.
Without another NFL starter on offense, that man went undefeated in the SEC. They basically ran the high school offense of, we're going to put the ball in our best player's hand and he will make it happen.
Yeah.
And he did. And, I get it. Bengals fans, y'all love Joe Burrow. He's fantastic. Joe Burrow also had Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, which has proven to be pretty good. Because, right now in the NFL, they're probably 1-2 on your receivers, right?
Yeah.
He also had that Clyde Evans-Hilaire, Edwards-Hilaire, right?
Yeah.
They got some run for the Chiefs. I think he got a Super Bowl ring with the Chiefs.
He did, yeah.
So,
Randy Moss's son was tight end. And, I don't even think he did nothing in the pro,
Right.
They had a cup of coffee somewhere. But Randy Moss's kid played tight end for y'all.
So, I know, right, his numbers, Burrow's numbers might never, ever be matched. I give you that. But I watched Cam Newton go down when Bama was still Bama.
Yes.
Get down by 3 scores. And it was in Tuscaloosa. And Cam said, all right, guys, get on my back.
In the Iron Bowl. The best rivalry. I don't care what you say,
Get on my back, guys. And we got this.
The
defense.
Profile rivalry in the SEC.
Give me the ball. We're going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen basketball games go that way, right? Where basketball, because one person can be like, all right, I got this. I've never, ever seen outside of Cam a football player go to his team, defense, make it stick. I will do this. Let's go. And he did it. And so his season, I put above everybody else because every other quarterback had at least a lineman or some skill players or somebody to do something in the pros.
Yeah. He
got it done, and a lot of those guys went pro in something else.
Tebow had the Pouncey twins. When they focused on football, they was actually good. They were doing a lot of other extracurricular,
right?
Not so, Aaron Hernandez,
Percy Harvin.
Yeah.
Come on. And so I put Cam's season up against anybody else. Mm-hmm. I put Cam's season as a quarterback on a pedestal. I put Barry Sanders' 1988 season. Yeah. It's one thing to look at the total number of yards, the 2,000, whatever. But go game by game. And then you look at he's back here returning kicks too. And then you go to the game score, the box score, 200-something yards. He doesn't get any carries in the second half. Like, I would watch a documentary on that season.
Thomas said, "I better get on in this draft before I lose my job."
Right. Do you know who his quarterback was?
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 20.
Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy parlayed Barry right, Barry left, and now he's been coaching Oklahoma State for 15 years. And that was all that man did. Became friends with T. Boone Pickens. And there you go. Like, man, woo. But you got to give Cam his props. And even the NFL, like, you ever look who he was throwing to in the Super Bowl? Like, we can say what we want to about his performance in the Super Bowl, which I think was subpar, but to be 15-1 and Ted Ginn Jr. is your one. I think Kelvin Benjamin was the 2. And I think G. Reg was on that team. But anyway, that was just Cam gutting it out.
MVP of the league, Steve Smith was gone. Steve Smith wasn't.
I don't think he was on the Super Bowl team. Maybe he was. I can't remember now. But basically, it was all right, Cam. Like, that's been the offense his entire football life. Is all right. You got to do this.
Yeah.
That's how good he was. Like, I know, he's comes out with these weird takes from time to time. He wears these funny ass hats, but that dude was good. Like, he again, I don't think he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. He should be in the College Hall of Fame. I don't know how that works, but based off that one season, he needs to go in there running that loop of that game down in Tuscaloosa when Bama had dudes.
Absolutely. He really did. Yeah.
Cam's so big, he just get off me. Like,
and faster than you think, because he was just taking those long gliding strides.
Yeah, he was that first quarterback. Like, you can't blitz him with a corner blitz. All corner dude is gonna bounce off of him. Like, you got to come with somebody, with one of them neck rolls, and like, you got to, if you're gonna try to get him down, send a cornerback in there, son.
Disrespectful.
Before we move, my favorite Cam memory is that is it Clay Matthews? They got him mic'd up at the goal line, and Cam says something like, "Oh, you watch tape too? Watch this." And then, what? Son, Cam was good.
He really was. The sad news is dominated is the fact that Malcolm Jamal Warner tragically passed on vacation, 54 years old. I think similar. Was it like Larry Allen was on vacation too for the Cowboys, the legend. Drowned in Costa Rica. Actor, producer, done everything under the sun. Talented as all get out. Part of everybody. If you Gen X, your childhood, you can't. You could not know the Cosby Show.
Yeah, and I forget some of the youth that are on social media because somebody tweeted out, "I can't believe everybody watched the Cosby Show." Like, okay, I get it. You're 15, but a long time ago, the Cosby Show was getting 30 million people to watch every week, and started syndication after season 3. Like, usually syndication deals, you had to have like, I think 125 episodes before syndication usually kicked in. Cosby was the first one to have like 60 episodes, and they're like, yeah, we need to get this. So the Cosby Show was a thing, boys and girls, is what I'm trying to say. It's why Thursday night became must-see TV. And so our age, older, a little bit younger, we grew up with Malcolm Jamal Warner as Theo, right? You've seen my tweets. Basically, how they interact with Theo is how my parents interact with me, except my dad used way more profanity. And just the way he was able to kind of shine through, I thought he stood out more than the other kids. Not saying that Rudy didn't have her moments, and not saying that Vanessa and, of course, Denise, bringing in, can't think of the Navy guy toward the end of the run, Raven Simone, and even, Sandra and Elvin. But Theo always felt like he was the one, you remember early on, he was not a good student. And then it came out that Theo had dyslexia, and they dealt with that. But if you remember the last episode, he's graduated from NYU, and now he is helping other kids. It's a great character circle, and Malcolm Jamal Warner was able to embody that. The clip a lot of people putting around where Cliff and Theo get the Monopoly money, right? And that's funny. But later on that episode is my favorite scene of the whole series. It's Theo talking. He's like, I'd love you if you weren't a doctor. I'd love you if I'd love mom if she wasn't a lawyer, and I want y'all to love me because I'm your son. And the crowd goes, oh. And without missing the beat, Cliff's like, Theo, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard before in my life. You are going to do better because I say so. And that, because I hand to God, I had a similar situation. And I was like, Dad, you this, and Mom, you this. But Dad, you're going to blank do it because I blank tell you to do it. So, but you're right. He did so much more. The Magic School Bus. He was a director. Malcolm and Eddie is a great underrated show on UPN when it was coming up. He directed a lot of stuff. I just found out here recently he directed the Vanessa going to Baltimore episode, which is another favorite. Baltimore with the wretched. Baltimore. Did you have a good time in Baltimore? Hey, 'cause again, that was my parents. To be honest, Mama B was like that. She would nice and calm and all this kind of stuff, but when it was time to go, she would go. So I love the Cosby Show. I know because of Bill's stuff, we don't revere it like we should, but we honestly should, because if you look, and I know people smarter than me have broke it down, this was a great insight into Black America.
Yeah.
The Good Times was in the projects. Sanford and Son was, but this was the first time we got a Black show that one of the plot lines wasn't how we going to pay the rent.
Yeah.
One of the plot lines wasn't, we need to get some groceries, lights getting cut off. It was just a professional family, and it was beautiful that way. And if you remember, Adam Sandler got his start playing one of Theo's buddies way back when. We had Sinbad on here talk about the impact of what it was in 83, 84 when the Cosby Show first debuted. The world was just different back then. And so I tip my hat to the Cosby Show and everything. But Malcolm Jamal Warner, we're at that stage where it's like he's our age, like he's our generation. You said it, like Gen X, and Gen X is the forgotten generation in a lot of ways. And so we don't have a lot of like global phenomenon, not global phenomenon, but like who's the big person from Gen X? We're going to be the first generation to not have a president. Right. I've done a lot of reading on Gen X, like the forgotten generation, like, because you see all this stuff, boomers versus millennials. It's like there's a whole generation in between, and you see those tweets every now and then, like, did y'all really just kind of roam? Yeah, we did. A lot of the rules that the millennials had to follow is because of Gen X. You remember that whole advertising campaign? It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? And your parents are like, We got kids. And the mom be like, well, we got 3. And dad be like, well, there's 2 of them upstairs. Do we have 2 boys or 2 girls? I don't know. Not to get on this sociologist kind of thing, but I have positioned, I've read a lot of stuff. Basically, the early 70s when women joined the workforce, right? And they should have. Let's be very clear. They were working. They had their own credit. They doing blah, 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 blah. But there was a stretch where it was like, we don't know what to do with these kids. It's no longer leave it to Beaver.
Right.
And this was before helicopter parents. And there's a generation, young Gen X and old millennials. There's this window that's like, we don't know what we're doing.
Raising ourselves.
Every Gen X kid was like, I was using the stove probably before I should have been. Every Gen X kid was watching their younger sibling, probably shouldn't have been. Whereas their parents were like, don't let anybody in and don't you go out.
No.
Am I lying? That was the thing, right? We were the latchkey kids. No other generation has that.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, what do we do with these kids? So a lot of it, we just did it on our own.
Yeah.
It's, and part of that is like, well, and that's been our generation, like, that's kind of how it goes for Gen X.
Yeah.
And they always prove my point because they release all this stuff where it's like all these different a graphic. I'll text it to you. I'll put it on the show account. It's silent generation, boomers, millennials, Gen X, and now Gen Alpha. And I'm like, there's a whole generation of folks in between.
Yeah. And it's just putting us above Alpha. That's
Yeah. But I also saw something generous too, or not generous, but I thought was interesting, with misinformation and all this kind of stuff. And so I need to find this graph again. It's basically which generations react to misinformation online. And there's a window that spikes between the one group of people you can't fool, people born between 76 and 83. Because we are the ones that came of age with the internet. Like,
right.
So, and plus Gen X, we're skeptical about everything anyway.
Yeah.
But that, like, the old and the young fail these tests, but there's this window, Gen X, first little part of the millennials, where it's like, can't fool us, man. We're skeptical about everything. Can't tell us nothing. Anyway, not to go down that tangent, but Malcolm Jamal Warner was just fantastic. Always kind of carried himself and did roles that, and he gave interviews about this, that the Cosby Show, once you kind of get that money, that comfortable, he was able to do the stuff he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think that there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
So a sad loss, 54. I knew, he was in that window with us. Mm-hmm. And so here we are, just a terrible, terrible loss for Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Because that show, the reach, pre-social media wasn't even a thought back then. And like you mentioned, the numbers that show was drawing, people that got their start, like you said, Adam Sandler, Dickie V and Jim Valvano were on the episode as moving men, You got branching out to college basketball analysts are coming and making guest appearances on the Cosby Show.
And the Stevie Wonder, jamming on the one. BB King, coming to sing the blues. Like it was. Whenever you start listing out top TV shows, you can't get out of the top 5 without mentioning the Cosby Show. Like you simply cannot, as far as quality and impact and reach. And again, I know we want to downplay it because of all the stuff Bill did. Yeah. But that show meant something to a lot of people. Gave us a spinoff of A Different World, which also was its own thing. And it was, some people like, oh, wasn't that? Yeah, it was very refreshing I know to see black folks not be a trash man.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yes.
like that was a big deal.
It was well off and comfortable, and
Yeah,
you know,
and I see a lot of people like, oh,
high
R.I.P.
profile.
Yeah, R.I.P. Malcolm. I didn't relate. I related to it. Like that was literally the world I grew up in, with some profanities. Well, let me be clear. My dad was a sailor, so he was colorful with it. But that was basically it. Gordon Gartrell shirt,
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
and it was so funny because like I'd see something on the Cosby Show, and it was like a real conversation that I had in my house because I wanted the Air Jordans. My dad said, "You're not good enough for that. I wanted some shirt." And he's like, basically, like, because there was only 3 of us. He's like, 2 more sons, and y'all could get out there and earn that money or something like that. My dad would say. So, yeah, and I don't know. I love the Cosby Show. I still every now and then I'll go back and watch some clips and things like that. But Theo getting his ear pierced. There were so many really good Theo episodes,
Yeah.
real world apartments.
Mm-hmm.
They was putting Theo through it, man.
Yeah, man. So knew we had to spend some time on that, as are a lot of people. And as you can see, online, everybody, thinking back, reflecting all the posts you see, no doubt. So yeah, definitely hated to see that for sure. So
Yeah.
Condolences to the family and you see everybody that worked with him, and Jason Alexander for the Malcolm and Eddie, and
Yeah.
all the pictures, people, the impact, the lives he touched, and just hated to see that for sure. There's no smooth transition because there never is. Did you see the Browns today? I think we both did. Did you see? We've been talking, past few shows, teams that bear your name. Past couple of weeks, we talked about the St. Louis Browns. And then you went in depth about all of the unique things of the World Series last year, and stuff that will probably never happen again in the World Series ever.
Right.
And that's the Browns, and now this week the Cleveland Browns. You're not a fan of the Cleveland Browns, but they're the Browns, and they tried to unveil a new helmet today, and the photographer didn't see where he or she was going and
fell into the water.
Lake Erie, baby.
Like, and let me just say this. Yes, my last name is Brown, but it is a very hard color. Like, if that's your uniform color.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we've decided that brown and orange go together because, like, Bowling Green University uses the same thing. But look, man, an all brown uniform, because they're going to put the brown helmet with all brown. It looks like poop. Let me just be very, like, you got to break it up, right? Like, when brown's your primary color, it's really, really hard. And I say this as a Brown.
Yeah.
Because I got some brown outfits, but I'll be brown head to toe every now and then. But come on, man.
The logo-less helmet, the only helmet without a logo, it's just that, it's just been that orange helmet for years. It's nothing. I think, but the old days they had Browns written on it. But
yes,
when we were coming up, Gen X era, Tecmo Bowl era, Kevin Mack,
yes,
Eric Metcalf,
yes,
Bernie Kosar, Webster Slaughter, all that. It was just a straight brown helmet. No
Ozzie
nothing
Newsome.
on it. Yes. No, nothing on the helmet. I was like, man, they ain't even got, just the helmet on the 50-yard line. The 49ers, y'all got that circle with the SF midfield. We got the star. The Steelers had the Steelers logo. They just got a brown helmet at the 50-yard line. I said, that's all they can do with it. You can't do nothing with it. You can't really work with it.
And the Browns were good then.
They were, yeah.
A couple of miracles away from going to the Super Bowl. Like, the Browns were good, kids. Like, believe me when I tell you. But the Browns, the Super Bowl era, because it's the Browns, the Lions,
Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville, the Texans now
Yeah.
have not been to the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
I think everybody else has, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yep. Even the Cardinals went, and the Seattle, and
yeah. So but the thing about the Cleveland Browns is, I don't know if you saw this prompt of the best. I'm trying to remember how it was phrased. The best players to walk away and still had, some elite years left, and poor Lions fans.
Mm-hmm.
2 all-time greats quit football because of y'all, but whatever. But I'm like, it's Jim Brown.
Yeah.
When Art Modell said, "I'm gonna fine you because you're on that movie set," Jim Brown said, "I'm out." Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But and so this is where it gets weird, right? Because Browns fans like, "Oh, we won some world championships with Otto Graham." Look, this is getting ready to be a Super Bowl with 57, 58, whatever we're up to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody counting them NFL titles, bro. Like, you can't be bringing Otto Graham and Y.A. Tittle up in here, man. Like, it's just not happening. You like Kansas with them Helms titles. Ain't nobody counting that, yo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like we not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you ain't done it in almost 60 years.
Yeah, 1967, first Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, like 10 years older than us, and we old as
we old.
Now. Did you see that picture I retweeted? I follow the African American archives, right? And they had this picture. They said kids on their Sunday best in Harlem, and I was like, "Oh, look at this old time picture." April of '77. I said, "Oh, ow!" My birth year is a historical marker.
Yeah, man. That's
Woo! It hurt me to my bones.
I mean, that's goodness gracious. Jack Givens still trying to win his first title at Kentucky.
I was like, "Ooh, that hurt me."
Yeah.
And my youngest still hurts me too. She got to get a new calculator for whatever math she's taking, and I've got an old graphing calculator. I don't know if you remember this. And I was like, "Well, you can have this one." She said, "I can't use it." I said, "Why can't you use it?" They might have invented some new math that's not on that calculator that you had. In case you all are wondering to have kids will humble you.
That new math, yeah, and yes.
And Memorial Coliseum was not historic when I was there. It was brand new. And I said, you got to stop with that. That's not nice to say about you.
Hurtful.
Say about your dad. But yeah, hurtful. Cleveland is Cleveland.
And the person that just annoyed threw that life jacket out there after he or she fell too. That was as funny as the fall. Like, here you over here messing up. Take this life jacket and get on out the way. Get on out here messing up this helmet reveal. You can't even stand on a boat and take a picture. What's wrong with you?
Gave the here, damn. Just here, damn. Take
just irritated.
Was that the lake that was on fire? Was Lake Erie the one that was on fire?
Yeah, mistake by the lake. Yeah, I'm assuming it's got to be Lake Erie. It's got to be. That's why this had to happen, because this is Cleveland's history in a nutshell. It was on fire. Like, I think it's. I don't know if it's the Believe. One of them 30 for 30s. It starts out talking about, and it's the inferno on the lake and how Cleveland just it's got this black cloud over it and it's just doom and gloom. And
LeBron James bringing the championship to Cleveland. I think we're underselling that because it's Cleveland. And for the longest time, the best thing about Cleveland sports in general was the Major League franchise.
It's when a fictional movie is the best thing your city can bring to the table.
But outside of LeBron, think about it. The Cleveland lost the 97 World Series in Game 7.
Yes.
They lost the 2016 World Series in Game 7.
Yeah.
I believe at home both times.
They lost in 95 to Atlanta. You had You had Jordan doing Craig Ito. You know, when those Cavs teams were good and they couldn't. You know, they got stabbed in the heart. You've already talked about what the drive and the fumble where Denver beat them in 2 AFC Championship games. Man.
Yeah. As far as a sports town, that LeBron championship, the only thing since '48, since Cleveland won the World Series.
Yeah,
that's a drought and a half. You know, that was the thing about the 2016 World Series. One of these ridiculously long droughts are coming to an end.
Yes. Unfortunately for Kate and the Cubs.
Yeah.
Did that go 7? Did you say?
7? Yeah. And they had the rain delay, and I think Cleveland was up at the rain delay. And it's like,
that's like y'all in the Super Bowl then. The weather. Same thing with the Beyonce show missing.
The lights went out?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lights went out.
Because that's right. Roy that was down there with the victory robe. He had his Cubs robe on at the gate.
Yeah. So there you go with Cleveland. Always doing something to
they just can't get out their own way, man.
No, not at all.
Poor Cleveland. So this was the alternate Browns logo. You're finally gonna do something. Get yourself, because you play the video games, you get all these alternate uniforms. I mean, they got them in real life, but you get Kentucky, or if you're playing college, you're playing pro. Get your different gloves. You get the cleats. You change it all up. You got your chrome helmet, whatever. And now here Cleveland gets to reveal an alternate helmet. Yes, they got to be excited. And then so-and-so goes and falls in the water. There you go.
They still got Brownie the Elf at midfield, so they're all right.
That's right.
Again, shared with the baseball prep. That is so weird. Like, they're not even the same city, but they share the same mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah, that's which I still. It's not intended for me, but I still have issues with the Braves and Blooper. Blooper, is not that old. Hasn't been around that long, but it still looks like a bleached Philly fanatic to me. I just don't. I think we have to be a little more creative with our mascot, and we don't need to be halfway still in that look.
Do the Cowboys have a mascot?
They got Rowdy. He runs around. He got his little 6-shooter and got his.
Okay, because we got Sourdough Sam for the Niners.
Okay, is he a?
He's a prospector.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a. He looks kind of like Yosemite Sam.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of like that. Although I think he's clean shaven now. I have to check it out.
Okay.
Yeah. One day I got bored looking up mascots, and I was like, "Oh, the Niners do have a mascot," and we got a dancing squad, the Gold Rush.
Okay. Well,
they're not the Cowboys cheerleaders, but they
the goals, the trendsetters and the standard bearers, and they started all that. But yeah, Rowdy is there. I think he's even out at. I thought I saw him out at training camp. They had CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens running out onto the field to get some work in, and I thought Rowdy was there. But yeah, he's real happy, big 10-gallon hat, cowboy. He's a typical. He looks like a typical cowboy.
Speaking of the Philly fanatic, did I tell you about the time that the Philly fanatic was messing with my youngest?
No.
We went to St. Louis when St. Louis was hosting the All-Star game, whatever year that was. And I can't remember now. But the day before or whatever, they had like a thing at the St. Louis Children's Museum. So we went. And it was they had the mascots running around. Now it's me and my youngest. I'm doing like this. And the Philly fanatic. Oh, he being a Philly fanatic. He's doing this and he's doing this. And my youngest just sitting here. Oh, the Philly fanatic. Doing everything. Then the Philly fanatic look at me and I'm like, she's not going to give you nothing. But then he takes her shoe and he's going to hide the shoe and he's going to do all this. She just giving him nothing. Well, then the Philly fanatic takes her bowl of, I think it was Cheerios, like he's going to run away with it. Then she sits up in the thing and I'm like, hey, Philly fanatic, like, I'm gonna let her loose, and she gonna whoop you up in here. Like let's wrap this up, Mr. Philly Fanatic. And then Philly Fanatic's like, here you saying, here's the shoe. Just I know the person inside the costume was dejected. Like she ain't gonna give it to you, Mr. Philly Fanatic. Yeah, like you got to take out some other. She ain't one of these keying babies. You need to get on out here, Philly Fanatic, and quit messing with my kid.
Find another child.
Oh, the Philly Fanatic was working so hard. I was like, all right, wrap this up, Philly Fanatic. We got stuff to do.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I just can't get with Blooper looking like a vampire sucked the life out of Philly Fanatic. I just don't. But like I said, it's not. I'm not the target. Blooper's not. I'm not the intended target of Blooper. I realize that. My time for being a target of mascots was long ago.
Yeah.
But just as a fan of the Braves, and I thought about going to Fan Day and didn't go, but to see Blooper running around, which he's at every game, and and all the mascot things, I just how the NL East, you talked about it, the NL East, NFC East, we all hate each other, and just to see a knockoff Philly Fanatic running around Truist Park as our mascot, it don't sit well with me. I'm probably not alone in that statement. Our young Braves fans, if they like it, good for y'all. Y'all are supposed to, but I can't get with it.
Man, did you see my semi-viral tweet this week?
Yes. 12 viral every 5 minutes. Yes.
12,000, and it's always over something dumb, except for. Let me caveat that by saying, except for my engagement tweet, which was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Absolutely, yes.
Getting engaged was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Undoubtedly.
But I just retweeted, I can't remember now, was it Retro News? Something about
90.
Gatorade in the glass bottles, which I was like, boy, we live like kings. I've never had hydration like Gatorade in these glass bottles. Well, I got my preferences set up. I don't see a lot of responses. Like I forget, for me to see it, like you got to follow. I don't see a whole bunch of stuff. So I start seeing people responding to me. So I just take a deep dive. And Vinny, we got a lot of crazy people out there. So a lot of people, the formula is different, and getting in conspiracy about Gatorade changing the formula. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. Then people start talking about, the microplastics in the plastic bottles. I don't care about that either. And then it was, you're making this up. I don't remember this, and I was born in the 90s. If you were born in the 90s, you're not going to remember what was going on in the early 90s.
Yes.
We had glass bottles.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the comments, I forgot, they were textured. The glass bottles were textured, those Gatorade bottles. I was like, oh, yeah. But ain't nothing like that. When you open it up, oh, man. But my favorite, I had to favorite this one. This person said, you remember those Gatorade bottles? What's an old person like you doing on Twitter? I was like, thank you. That hurt. But yes, that was a good one. But people just having these big think pieces, and this is why the world is different. And they robbed us of electrolytes. I'm like, it ain't that deep, man. And then somebody's like, do you know why the glass made it colder? I don't know. I don't care. All I'm saying was we had Gatorade in glass bottles. They had fruit punch and lemon lime, and I think orange for the longest time. They only had those three colors for the longest time.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, when I was a kid and I was coming back from practice or something, nothing hit like that.
Yeah.
But somebody responded like that, and garden hose water kept us hydrated all through the summers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm not saying we got Gatorade every day. Mom's not gonna let you just be out here chugging Gatorade.
Oh, yeah,
She's go get some water. It wasn't an everyday thing. But when you got it, it hit, and it was great, and it was in your lunch, and it would stay cold, and you put aluminum foil around it, and you open it up.
Yeah, it was thick glass too.
Yeah, you crack somebody on across the head, they
kill
wouldn't break.
somebody, kill somebody, or you break your ankle if you drop on your foot or something. It was some serious glass, boy.
Yeah. The glass was different back then.
Yes, it was.
Probably had lead in it or whatever, you know. It's supposed to, but I'm like, people reading into this Gatorade thing like it ain't that serious, man. I just said I liked it when it was cold back then.
Yeah.
That's all I said.
Well, actually,
Yeah. Like I don't care about the microplastic. Like I do not care. This is well, the formula is different. I have never picked up a Gatorade bottle and looked at the ingredients.
Right.
Never. I assumed it hydrated. They told me if I want to be like Mike to drink it.
Yeah.
And it tasted good. But I ended up reading the ingredients.
And it's Thursday for that deep down body's thirst. That's all
Right.
we need to know.
Come on, man.
Thursday.
All I know is when your team won a championship, you had to go dump it on the coach.
Yep.
Like that's what Gatorade was for. Well, the formula is different, man. Okay, I don't care.
As much as you, well, semi throw shade at the New York Giants. They did start that. They did start the whole Gatorade thing. That was them.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, well, actually, like I do not care. I don't care. I'm not trying to make a socio-political statement by saying I enjoyed Gatorade in the glass bottles. Mm-hmm. And somebody's like, well, we didn't have glass. I don't care. Well, something else was good in glass bottles. Again, I do not care.
Yeah.
I guess, does that so be? I was like, I don't even know what that is. Get out. This is a Gatorade discussion. See your way out of here. What about Powerade? What about Powerade? I don't care about Powerade. Like, that's not why I'm here.
Yeah, it never did taste the same.
Yeah, it's like it's Gatorade.
They tried. They had Shaq endorsing it, and they tried.
Hey, I'll tell you what, All Sport was a good drink.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
All Sport, because it had some fizz to it.
Mm-hmm.
All Sport was good, but I don't know what happened with that. But like Gatorade, I got Gatorade in the refrigerator right now.
Nope.
You know what flavor I got? Lemon lime.
Oh.
Does it taste like lemons? No. Does it taste like limes? No. It tastes like lemon lime Gatorade.
Yeah. I'm team Cool Blue, not just because I'm a Kentucky fan, but I'm on Cool Blue if I got to pick a favorite out of the new generation.
And I rotate my orange every now and then, but yeah, it's just lemon, lime, and orange. I rotate. The girls like Glacier Run, and but that ain't Gatorade. I don't know what that is.
Oh.
I ain't drinking white Gatorade and blue Gatorades and greens and things.
See, I'm a little open-minded. I rock with you.
Give me lemon lime and give me orange. Give me the yellow and the orange. Like that's how I am with Kool-Aid flavors. I don't know flavors. I'd go by color.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. A Kool-Aid game is. I got a pantry full of Kool-Aid right now. So,
I got Kool-Aid. I'm in my back in my cherry phase. Got the red Kool-Aid.
So I will. Mango pineapple was delicious. I get to the point where I would just randomly grab a couple and just see what happens. Two, it might be grape and I don't know what, but I mix a couple different ones and see what we get. I'm a little wild with it, TP. Wow.
I rotate red, purple, orange, and pink lemonade if I'm feeling spicy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm a grumpy old man. I keep it basic.
Hey, man.
If it wasn't a flavor when Kool-Aid Man was busting through the walls, I'm not here for it.
Oh, remember they had apple back in the day? Apple Kool-Aid used to be.
I tried it, but again, I keep it basic.
Oh my God.
Because Kool-Aid Man, kids, as I'm, my old man yelling at a cloud phase today, Kool-Aid Man was so concerned about your hydration. He would bust through the walls of wherever you were to bring you Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. Think about how important this is, kids. A glass pitcher full of Kool-Aid had arms and legs and would bust through a brick wall to make sure you had something to drink. That's love. Kool-Aid Man would never let you go thirsty.
His pitcher was made out of that Gatorade glass. That's the one thing would break that wall like that. Any other glass would have been, Kool-Aid Man would have been laid out like Humpty Dumpty, splattered out somewhere. The Gatorade glass.
Did you know? Yeah. Do you know there's directions for Kool-Aid on the back of the package?
Yes, and that's for people that.
My former wife told me about that because I would make Kool-Aid, And she's like, "How much sugar do you put it?" I shouldn't say that. I'd be like, "Say how much sugar you put in it?"
Well,
I was like, I don't know, 3 to 4. She's like 3 to 4 cups. I said, "Oh no!" I go 1, 2, 3, 4 sugar coming out. Like, I need it where I get tennis elbow from doing my Kool-Aid. My shoulder when I get done with making Kool-Aid, I want to like I'm a baseball pitcher. I want a big ice thing on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I want it where you can hear the grit against the thing.
Yeah.
Funny story about this. Mm-hmm. My youngest was about 3 years old. We had a Kool-Aid pitcher. She comes in one day. She's thirsty. I said, "Well, go to the refrigerator, get you something to drink." She looks at the Kool-Aid pitcher. She said, "Who made this?" Ex-wife said, "I made it." And this baby went and grabbed a bottle of water because she would rather have a bottle of water than that Kool-Aid. She's like, and then I was like, "Well, how did you make it?" I went by the directions. I said, "Ain't no directions on Kool-Aid." She said, "Yeah, there's directions." I said, "There's directions on Kool-Aid." She said, "Yeah." And I looked at directions. I was like,
"Oh, they back there. They printed on there."
But... Yeah. And I was like, "How much sugar I put in here between me and God?" Yes. Again, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. She's like, "That's a lot of sugar." It is. Yes. I don't drink it all the time, but when I want to get Kool-Aid, I need something that's borderline a syrup.
Yes.
Borderline where it won't actually pour. It's that close. That's what kind of Kool-Aid I need.
Pour a cup of Kool-Aid made according to the directions and taste it if you want to, and see how just bad colored water that is.
Yeah, it's just don't get me started. Like, look, I still make my Kool-Aid the same way today. Yeah, now, this may be why I get diabetes. That's entirely possible.
Of course,
but
I'm on my way.
But directions. That
my aunts in Atlanta would do the little. They would freeze the Kool-Aid and make the little popsicles.
Oh yeah,
popsicles in the Kool-Aid. So you just
Yeah.
It's just,
I got a Kool-Aid pitcher. Mm-hmm. It's a Tupperware pitcher that my grandmother gave my mother before I was born. This thing is like 50-something years old. My mom's like, "You got to throw it out." I was like, "I can't throw it out because I know exactly where everything needs to go. Put my Kool-Aid in, get my sugar in. I know what the water level's supposed to be. I got it mapped out. That's a wrap. That's my Kool-Aid pitcher."
Yeah, absolutely.
But making it for the directions.
No,
I ain't here for the directions.
No.
Maybe maybe that's a black folk thing. I'm gonna say that's a black folk thing when it comes to Kool-Aid. Also, black folk thing.
Oh, absolutely.
When it comes to Uno, because if you remember a couple years ago, Uno was basically like, you can't put a skip on a draw two, like clarifying the rules. And Black Twitter was like, "I don't want to tell you your business, Uno, because these are your cards, but that's not the rules of Uno.
Mm-hmm.
We operate differently."
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, that's.
But Kool-Aid, the directions on the thing. What direction? For real?
And
3/4 cup of sugar.
Oh yeah, it's sip that one time and see. Ugh.
I need to have to go brush my teeth after I get.
That's what my wife said. That'll make your teeth, be like.
Yeah, but you get the right amount is when it hurts your teeth. Uh-huh. Or we like, "Ooh, that's a too sweet." And then you put a little bit more water and you thin it out.
Because see, you said you go 3 or 4. I don't know. Me and Daddy went to Atlanta. Like I said, he got my 3 aunts there. His 3 sisters are down there. I don't know what. I think it was just me and Dad. We just went to visit for something, but they let me make the Kool-Aid. I taste. I think I finished it up. And I tasted my aunt's Kool-Aid, and I might go 3 or 4, and I tasted mine. I was like, I gotta go 5 or 6. Auntie's on the whole little level. I gotta step my game up because I'm making the Kool-Aid for them. And so I put what I thought. No, that ain't where hers was. So I went 1, 2, 2.5, stirred it back up, and then poured them some. They were like, "Oh yeah, baby, that's good." Oh
yeah.
So I did it to the right level for them. I had to step my game up, man. My sweet game wasn't on par, but I had to adjust it. You know,
which reminds me, you can't get sweet tea in the Midwest. The first time I went out, tried to get some, where we from down south, sweet tea is the default. Like if you don't want sweet tea, you have to say, "Give me regular tea." Mm-hmm. Well, do you want sweet or unsweet? Sweet. Give me sweet. Mm-hmm. Like I taste it like that. Like what is it? It's sweet tea. This is sweet tea. So now I'm opening up packets on the thing, trying to get it right. Yeah. Like, no, I need that grit. I need to see them sugar molecules in there. Which again, that's how we do it down south. Which again is why we lead the country in diabetes, because we cook with real butter. Yep. We use real sugar, and we don't move particularly fast. So that's not a recipe for being healthy. But I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like you'll live longer, but at what cost? At what cost am I going to live longer drinking some milk toast Kool-Aid? Where's the trade-off in that? And like I get said, I don't drink it all the time, but when I want some Kool-Aid, give me the syrup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't drink as much as I used to, but still making things.
Yeah, I don't drink it like every day. No, hell, I don't want a damn heart attack, but still, when I get a taste for it, I don't want a watered down Kool-Aid. Give me the don't give me the decaf. Give me the regular.
Exactly. It's glad we had to, get that off our chest for the Gatorade and the Kool-Aid.
Heck yeah.
Summertime, got to talk about the liquids you're drinking. So yeah.
Well, have you tried this? No, I ain't tried nothing. This is a Gatorade tweet. That's the whole tweet. That is the whole tweet.
We did Gatorade. We had a little Gatorade ad here for a while.
Yeah, we got Gatorade. So, I drink it. I eat the Gatorade bars for my workout. Mm-hmm. So Gatorade, come on back.
Yeah.
But well, the microplastics. Look, I don't need a dissertation about the plastics and all that kind of like. I don't need that, man. Mm-hmm. It's just Gatorade in the glass bottles was cold. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's probably some lead and asbestos in it, but
radon and all that stuff from the 90s though.
Yeah.
We survived.
Man, were you like this when the boys was born? You start reading all these books about all the stuff you're not supposed to do with a baby, and I'm like, this is basically what we did. What do you mean you can't just sit a baby in the front seat with a seat belt? What? You got to do all what?
Yeah. Hey,
don't use metal on this. What? come on now. You're not supposed to do that?
Yeah.
You know how many car accidents I avoided? My mom just sticking her arm out like this.
Oh man.
Like,
got that Michael Orr, 100 in protection.
Yeah. You're not supposed to. But see, these kids, Gen X, we get forgotten about. Kidnapping was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Every medium-sized city or bigger from the late 70s, early 80s has that one kidnapping case that's never been solved. And that was wild. It was a real bad time.
Mm-hmm.
Because kids was by themselves. Like, it was a wild time. When it comes to all the different generations, I know everybody's got their good and their bad, whatever. But, like, we're not going to have a Gen X president. The next one, hopefully the next one will be a millennial.
Chill with the Arnold Palmer. All right.
Oh, half and half with lemonade in the tea? Yeah, I do that.
Uh-huh. Or half sweet, half unsweet. I don't know. Not sure. Either. Talking about half tea, half lemonade, or half sweet, half unsweet.
She'll let us know.
Mm-hmm. Get a little clarification before we jump off of here.
But we got to talk about the TBT.
Yes.
Crazy ending yesterday, but look, it's a good thing to have I'm gonna say this with all due respect, but this is the way I feel about the Big Three. Like, it's basketball, but would I call it high quality basketball? I would not. Like, not trying to be hateful, but dudes in their 30s playing ball, it's a little bit different
Mm-hmm.
than dudes in their upper teens and early 20s playing ball. Because you can tell when they get winded.
Mm-hmm.
And the fast breaks don't stop because of ball pressure. The fast breaks stop because, woo, I can really feel my heart going right now. But for what it is, I like it. I will root for Kentucky, everything. I was glad to see Khalil Whitney come back into the fold.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was glad to see Archie Goodwin come back. I think both of those young men, caught unnecessary flack.
For sure.
Particularly Archie. He's not the reason that team went to the NIT. It was a poorly constructed team.
Mm-hmm.
And, if we keep it at 100, there were some dudes that were getting playing time that wouldn't have gotten playing time on any other Kentucky team.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Mm-hmm. Half sweet, half unsweet. Okay. Lemonade belongs in vodka. And I'm glad was it KSR Archie just got to just get it all off his chest. Been carrying that around for 12 years, and like Malachi Marino and Jasper Johnson were in kindergarten, and he been carrying all this burden, the whole time. So I'm glad he got to cook and was allowed to talk and say what he wanted to say.
And I think you would look back on that 2013 team, the roster construction just wasn't there. Mm-hmm. I will go to my grave believing that everybody thought Teague was coming back because I love Ryan Harrow, but Cal was the point guard guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the 1 year we didn't have a point guard.
Nope.
That was during that run, you start with Wall, then you go with Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to Teague, and then it's Ryan Harrow.
Yeah.
And then it's Andrew Harrison and Tyler Hewlett, right?
Yeah.
But I'm glad those guys got some love. Would have loved to see them advance a little bit, but Louisville lost.
Yeah.
Bayline's Army lost, so a lot of the top seeds in this tournament are going out.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to see some basketball talk on the timeline. But what I'm not going to do is debate about roster construction for an alumni basketball team. Like, that to me is just it's a bridge too far. Like, I'm not going to do that. It's like looking at All-Star game numbers. Like, the WNBA All-Star game, not that great. They put those 4-pointers on there, and of course everybody trying to shoot for 4 points, and they played less defense or as good a defense as the men did in their All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say this, and I don't want it to sound sexist, but the NBA being lackadaisical, at least you get some dunks. I don't want to see a bunch of non-defense and all this kind of stuff for a bunch of layups. That to me is like, that's a bridge too far. So they got to do something with that. But we watched the 3-point contest. Sabrina Ionescu won that. We watched the skills challenge, and Natasha Cloud won that. Like, that's fantastic. They did reference CP3 and Wemby's not following the rules from the men's contest.
As they should have.
Yeah, you did. Like, because I think Ryan Rucco was like, we don't need a Chris Paul situation.
Yeah.
For this, but good for the WNBA. It's going to be interesting. Is their collective bargaining agreement? They're navigating that, and that's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because they need to be paid more. Like, I don't need to make more than Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that seems ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that the WNBA is losing all the money the NBA says it is? Nope. However, when it comes to contract negotiations to these CBAs, every league tells us with a straight face that they lose money.
Yep.
Rob Manfred says it, and they've been saying that since Kennesaw Landis way back when. That poor MLB has never made money.
Yep.
Right? David Stern told us the NBA never made money. And the current commissioner, Adam Silver, is saying, these leagues don't make money, yet my beloved Lakers are for sale for $10 billion. Like, somebody's going to spend $10 billion on something that don't make money?
Right.
The cat got out of the bag when the Clippers went for sale for $2 billion. And they've, at that point, had never won anything. And how are the Clippers worth $2 billion? Like,
yeah.
So I wish the WNBA players well, but you're going to have people that are going to be sexist and talk about the WNBA. Nobody watches it. Ignore those people. But expecting the NBA owners to open up the books to prove to you that they don't do that. They've never done that. MLB, NFL, Major League Baseball, like, they don't do that.
No.
How do I know that? When the hockey players are like, you say you're losing money, we'd like to see the books, and they canceled a season. Right? When baseball was humming along in the early 90s and players union, the strongest players union in the country, said, hey, we'd like to see the books.
Yes.
Google who won the 1994 World Series.
Should have been. I'll tell you who should have probably had a real good chance to win, but didn't get a chance to play.
But my point is, thinking that these owners are going to open up their books, not going to happen. David Stern in 1998, right? Remember the lockout in 99? While they only played like 45 games?
Yeah.
Why was that? The NBA players like, we'd like to open up books. And David Stern looked Michael Jordan in the face and said, no. It's not going to happen. So will they find something that works? I hope they do. But thinking that these owners are going to be on the up and up when all these sports have told everybody.
Right.
You remember the NFL in 1987? The last time the NFL Players Association, and we'll cover that next week because Pablo got people resigning the NFL Players Union for all kinds of stuff. But the last time the NFL players like, well, we won't work. They brought a bunch of no-name players and kept it moving.
Sure did.
So my thing is, ladies, I want you to make more money, but you are never going to see the books because it's so easy for these teams to move money around.
Yeah.
And if they're going to tell Michael Jordan, get out of here, you can't see the books. Yes, they're going to. Yes, the Asia Wilson and all. Yeah, you get out of here too.
That's true.
And I don't care because it's not my money.
Right.
And so what always happens is these owners know public sentiment bizarrely is with them. It's not with the players.
Yeah.
And it's like, if the Lakers are giving LeBron $50 million a year, how much are they making?
Right. Yep.
So
yep.
that always happens. Every time somebody signs a big contract, what do we see on the timeline? What do people talk about? Oh, this is a kid's game. No, it's a business, baby. I'd play it for free. Not if you were any good. That kills me. Like, oh, I would try to I'd take a pay cut to build a competitive team. No, I would not. I would take the money. You don't really want to win? This extra $30 million will help me get over not winning. Like, yeah, I'd like to win a championship, but championship or $30 million. Give me the $30 million. But they know that we don't like these athletes. We want all these leagues to make all this money. these billions so they can pay out millions. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not saying whether or not the WNBA loses money. We don't really know.
Right.
Especially these owners that own, both teams in the same city.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can move money around and act like you're losing all kinds of money.
Yeah, boy.
Like, just talking to the wife about the Cubs, talk about how they don't make money. But every game gets 40,000 people. We know what the tickets cost. We know what the concessions cost. We know what you're getting from TV. But y'all not making no money.
Yep.
That's like a casino want to be like, we don't make no money. How you not make money in a casino?
Mm-hmm.
Now you may not make as much as you want, but you got to be dumb to bankrupt a casino.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. But anyway, I hope the WNBA players, I hope they get paid, because it is ridiculous that they basically make what a manager at a Walmart makes to play basketball. But then they need other stuff, like some of their training stuff. Like, it's they need facility upgrades. They need make sure that they codify the private flights, which was always dumb as hell to me. Mm-hmm. Like, that should have been a day one thing. Because in this book, I'm working on I want to get Christine on to talk about it. Okay. But they got Caitlin Clark flying through Atlanta. They were supposed to have a 1 hour layover, a couple hour layover in Atlanta for her first game. Bro, what? You can't have no what? That's crazy. Anywho.
And we had to cover all the topics of summertime, and we still had stuff to hit. We enjoyed it. Got the Kool-Aid and the Gatorade conversation rolling as well. What you do in the middle of summertime?
That's right. We'll talk to football soon enough, and motivated Mark Stoops or whatever. However we're doing that. But he's got a different tune. Kentucky basketball. Where was that a couple years ago? Could have nipped all this in the bud.
Oh boy.
And so now we've been cursed every summer to, it's mid-July when there's Kentucky fans bombarding each other with videos of Rupp versus videos of Kroger Field. It's like, for the love of everything, stop it.
Just crazy. So crazy.
Like, y'all know it's the same fans.
Yes.
Like, what are you talking about?
At both games together.
Right. It's the same fans. Like, the overlap is pretty good for people that go to Rupp, people go to Kroger. Like, it's not two separate entities.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Ridiculous. Well, y'all come on back with us next week. We won't be arguing and carrying on, but we appreciate y'all hopping on and watching. And if you want to listen, it's on Spotify and iHeart and all kind of platforms. So check us out, subscribe, leave a little review. Appreciate you following on Twitter. Appreciate Michelle in the comments.
Yeah.
Appreciate BS3 Network for letting us hop on here and do it. So we'll be back next week. And we inching our way on through the summer, trying to stay cool and get into the fall sports. Like you said, TB, all that stuff will be here before we know it. This year's flying by. So have fun with this one. Appreciate y'all. Be back at it again next week on Cats Talk Wednesday on the BS3 Network. See y'all later.